Welcome back to Danganronpa, you guys. I am excited. If I can get the headset on. There we go. I'm excited just because Kyoko came down here to help us. That's about it. Kyoko came down here to help us. She explained some stuff to us, and it's time for us to get out, I guess. I don't know. What's around? So like the exact same stuff that we already checked out, so I don't think we have to look in there. So let's talk to Kyoko. And before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I don't know, have a fantastic day. Yes. I'm telling you, these days, for me, especially being back at home, are crazy. But let's get into it. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. She sound... Is that my alarm clock? 1 second, you guys. Whew. Alright, see? It was 1 second. 2 seconds maybe. 2 seconds maybe. Alright. Put the headset back on. Sorry, I had to go turn it off. Sorry, you guys. I'm never ready to record, but I'm always ready to record, if that makes sense. There we go. And can it open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Oh, well. Now we have one that can actually open the door, so now I'm excited. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Well, let's give it a try, Makoto. Hey, Kyoko, can I use that key of yours to open the door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma's design and slid into the keyhole. And then, click! It opened that time. No rattle rattle. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. Cause boy, if that key, what if the key didn't work though? We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garage pit. Jesus, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the garage outside. Finally, we were finally free. But there wasn't any time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight just begun. Sorry. Chapter 6. Oh, I love the music. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair. Didn't read the rest, sorry. I got caught up in the music. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on our reaching the surface. Oh, that's a cute shot. I mean, without Kyoko's stuff shot, but it's cute. It's still cute. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Oh, that is terrifying, Makoto. Oh my god. That sounds so terrifying. I'm scared of the dark. Look, I will openly admit that I'm terrified of the dark, so stuff like that don't sound no bueno to me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. My cord is in my way. Let's slide this over like here. Oh no, and I hit the mic. Sorry. Kyoko? There's something I wanted to ask you. You said that you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? Detective today, you guys. Detective. How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family always seen it that way. Sorry. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. You guys, I woke up with a sore throat, and I decided to do Danganronpa. Just let that sink in on how silly I am. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. Excuse me, sorry. We stand neutral to all things. And to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. So they personally didn't want to be in the limelight. They wanted people to not know who they were. Sorry, I'm drinking tea, you guys. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned. I can't say it's entirely rational. Sorry. My voice today. But it's our family's creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because like I said, it's our source of pride. There's that pride word again. You guys don't let your pride eat you alive like this. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up the info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Yeah, we saw everybody except her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect her pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. Yeah, because if you don't have anything going for you, the school's not going to really let you in. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because of how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reunited after all these years, right? You would have so much to talk about.
Wrong.
She just keeps yelling wrong in my ear. That's crazy. That's nothing I want to talk about with blah blah blah. Let me reread that. There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
there is something I want to say to him though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Oh. Why, though? You went through all this to just cut him off? Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in the line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. Are you telling me because he doesn't want to be a detective, you don't want nothing to do with him? Now that's crazy. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. And And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family's name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. She is talking a lot though, and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. Excuse me, I had to burp. I didn't want to burp me off face.
However.
But there's one thing. One thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looks at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However.
But when the rest of the family looks at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's not how they see me even to this day. The shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life, sorry. Let me reread that. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. I don't think so. But your family, to just cut him off like that.
Wrong.
Our connection is through blood, nothing more. Our connection, are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Poor Kyoko. Is blood really enough to cost someone's family? It's not. It's really not. Only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. And we're going up. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Yay. I don't want to stare at Makoto's buns. I'll try to stare at Kyoko's buns. Makoto doesn't even have buns. He has like flapjack pancakes or something like that. And not even a pancake. Because pancakes are kind of fluffy. It just looks like sad and old. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of that door, Host Peak is waiting for us. We're back?
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reach my right hand up and push against the hatch. And just like that, we're out. The hatch opens with ease, and so... Yay! We're out of that situation. Kinda, because now my worry is, what is Monokuma gonna do? Looks like we're back
Whew.
But I can't believe how long the ladder was. I'm exhausted. I feel like that should have been reversed. That Makoto would have said that, not Kyoko. But anyways, I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I would have never gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning a favor. You don't have to act high and mighty with me. What do we do about the door? Okay. I would have never imagined that's where it led. Okay. So, what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course. But if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then
Let's just get a concrete answer. Trying so hard not to cough, you guys.
in other
But sometimes I have
words,
to let one slip out. Let's ask Hanakuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
however,
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time to... Blah, blah, blah. I'm messing up because I'm trying not to cough. Hold on. If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's like... It's not like we can run anyway. It's not... Because if you think about it, Monokuma's gonna more than likely find you anyway. There's cameras everywhere. And if I'm not mistaken, there's cameras in this area too. That's how we found out about, what's his name, throwing stuff in and throwing his clothes. In the, what you call it, because Monokuma confirmed it for us. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying you'd rather than stress out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
because
Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You say something like that before. You said something like that before. What does that mean?
so
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro. I was gonna say Mukuro. Mukuro's death. I'm telling you, if you came here for perfection, you're on the wrong channel. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us to go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our blah blah blah. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little... No, I'm super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Monokuma's gonna eat us. I think I hear my dad. Don't hurt me. Oh, what am I doing? Which button is it? No. Cause I don't even know where the gym is, honestly. Map. Celeste room, Junko's room. Laundry. Where's the gym at? It's the gym over here. I think that might be the gym over there. Might be the gym. Yeah. I just saw like a little weird basketball court. I am really sorry about the coughing and stuff, you guys. I am just... Oof. I feel like crap today. I gotta go get some...
Well now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind as much. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry.
I don't believe it!
Calm down, Monokuma. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
Pung, pung.
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule.
You're making me angry!
You gotta scream in my ear, Monokuma. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Sorry. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now,
If you execute Monokuma, Jesus. If you execute Makoto, I'm having a rough day today. That means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted to excuse blah, 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 blah. I was getting in your way, so you wanted to excuse an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook that lie, bless me. When Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another. So why didn't he just execute everybody and then with you and just left Makoto alive? Oh no, because Makoto would have got the Black and would have lived, so she would have lived. Because he wanted her to be the Black end. So Kyoko would have still been alive.
right.
Did I read the rest of that? I don't think I did. I'm sorry, you guys. And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto as the Black end and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
Yeah, we got you now, Monokuma. But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entirety that will throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined that person. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my god. Today. I had to take a quick breath. Breathe. Relax. You never imagined the possibility of being that you could come to our aid after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto would have surely been a violation of the rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blacken is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose. You talk a big game. You're saying the Blacken is me and not Makoto?
Well?
You can prove that, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? You make such a bold claim, a bold claim without a sheer of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only one absolute truth.
Pung, pung.
And now you're trying to talk like you're some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he would have never come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair so much despair you love to inspire. Sorry.
However,
Here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of the evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this will be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because he was exactly right. Oh,
Listen to me.
despair can never kill hope. Yeah. He's getting mad. I love it. Get him, Kyoko.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. We're getting them mad. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
I told you to do Mukuro's trial over again. I told you, Jesus, oh my god. To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure the fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Thank you for giving me a break, Kyoko, because let me tell you, I've been messing up all this stuff.
Hey,
Well, what would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair class trial, one last showdown? In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting. Indeed. Bearing.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for some mirror jokes. Now, what do you suggest it might be plausible? Oh god, I'm gonna giggle between all these. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause an unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will the hope win out? Or will despair claim victory?
I can barely contain
Let's
myself!
have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we would still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long way to climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting in.
You guys!
So, for this final face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing down at this school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain
then that'll
myself!
be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way out of the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mystery of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, well, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. And you learn the whole truth. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm good. What kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered the last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that, for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's the true statement? You don't have to be suspicious. I said it before, but it bears repeating. I hate the bear puns, but they make me laugh. Everything is based on school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no expectation of that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no expectation? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have mean whoever killed Mukuro? It's a polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's your hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. So one of us is the mastermind. What? That is... okay. Whew, that is amazing.
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go so quiet all of a sudden? Sorry.
Now I'm
I'm
really
done talking. I have
angry.
nothing to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, we're going. Are you really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. I'm super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair. Now do your little
Hey.
laugh thing, go away. Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Yeah, just do your laughing thing. Go away, Monokuma. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were all out of the gym. Just us out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed and still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. And that's where I'm going to stop it. I thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe. I was excited. I need to get rid of this sore throat because I'm messing up coughing and sneezing and stuff. I love each and every one of you. Make sure you subscribe. I love you guys. And join the family. Bye.